Hello everyone, this is Rubik's NG with part 3 of Nobius Gaming, where we're doing a Let's Play of Sonic the Hedgehog 2 Part 3. And in this we're in the Oil Ocean Zone, another level I am not too fond of. Because, as you can see, oil's on the bottom. It kind of quickly sucks you in, and if you go to the bottom with the oil, you're gonna die. So you really have to mash the jump button when you're in it so you don't drown in oil. So I'm sure that would be fantastic. And there's a lot of platforms that go up, a lot of platforms that fall, a lot of platforms that push you back, a lot of platforms that push you forward. It gets pretty hectic. And I don't really like the song, I'm not too happy with the graphics, so I really don't like the song. And I really don't like the final songs in this game to be final zones in this game, with the exclusion of the final boss ones and the final sort of getting to the final boss ones. Then it's all good. But just these last of the normal zones, we're gonna say, not so good. It's normally when I just shut off the game and restart and go back to Emerald Hill Zone, because now that's a fun zone. And see, this is where it gets a bit annoying, as you have to wait for these things. It's just kind of tedious, to be honest. I kind of get lost a lot. And these guys are pretty hard because the little flying seahorse bandits, I don't know what to call them, but they shoot little tiny black bullets and they always seem to get me, especially back in the day when I used to play this. I would always get killed by them. It's normally the Oil Ocean Zone I would get game over and have to restart the game. Because this game does not save where you leave off. Once you get a game over, you're starting back from the beginning. If you turn off the game, you're starting back from the beginning. Like 90% of Sega Genesis games at that time. And probably a lot of Nintendo games were like that too. But, hopefully we can finish. Oh yeah, there we go. We finished this act. I think we actually got another continue there. And a life too. Awesome. So now we're on Act 2. Act 2 I think is actually quite a little bit shorter, but it's very easy to get lost on if I'm not mistaken. I'll just be speeding through it because I really wanted to get to the boss so I can head on to the next zone, which is kind of okay. Still not one of the zones I actually like, but still okay zone, I guess. So here we're going. These things are kind of cool, those little cannon things that send you around the course. And these little moving things as well. I don't spike things, I don't know. And we got this little oil, which I think we have seen before, but I never explained it. It pretty much just slides you down. You can climb up it, but it takes a lot of jumping. And there's normally not a point to it, except I'm doing it right now, actually. I think there's actually something up there, and that's why I do it, but I just give up. Because that's not the way you're actually supposed to go. It's to the left. And that's why, at some point you actually have to go left, which I always find it always screws me up when they have to go left. It should be you always go right. It's the rule of video games. Alright, so we're at the boss. Didn't take too long to get to it. And this guy is like an oil submarine, so you have to hit him when he's up, and what you can do now is when he does all these laser attacks and all that stuff, you can just jump under that little platform and you're perfectly safe. But that's kind of boring, so I thought I would show off his attacks. So he has a little laser thing. It takes a bit to dodge, but it doesn't take that long. kill, actually, as long as you make sure to take advantage when the submarine is exposed, you can actually hit him. And there we go. I actually tried to get Tails to hit the little capsule opener, whatever you want to call it. But now we have, in a few seconds. Okay, come on now, game. Thank you. Metropolis Zone. Now, although I said out of the normal zones, I'm not too fond of them, this one's not so normal, as instead of having 2 acts, it has 3 acts. And this zone is hard. And this is why you have stupid crap like this. What's supposed to happen is that's supposed to come out, so you can dodge that guy. There's squishers everywhere. Everything wants to kill you. It's crazy. Like this. Look at this. Okay, maybe it's not actually that hard. I'm doing quite terrible, but still, it's pretty hard. And you got these little grasshopper guys that throw their whatever, and it's impossible to dodge and always hits you. So you can never have too many rings for a good amount of time. Now we're getting somewhat through this without dying every second. And I do say it's pretty crazy, although that is still a bit funny. I like the background, and the music's pretty good too. It's probably the best one of the final machinery hell zones in any Sonic game. Like, this beats, well, what was it called? The final zone in the original Sonic. I never played the original Sonic the Hedgehog that much, but what was it called? It was something, and it wasn't the final zone or the final act. It was the 3 levels before that. It's gonna bother me now. I don't know. I give up. I'm trying to figure out what it was called. Should probably do a No BS gaming series of the original Sonic as well. And these little things, they can poke you, but as long as the arrow isn't coming out of the left, it's not going to come out the top after. And I'm hoping we can actually get an extra life, but Tails has to set off all these stupid star exploder things that get the life in the really cool way. There's a lot of infinite vertical looping areas. It's kind of cool. Really gives you kind of like a feel to how expansive this level is. But now we have Act 2 and an extra continue. Jeez, I swear to God, I'm gonna have like 50 million. And of course, it continues when you get game over, restarting the zone and getting some lives back instead of restarting the game from the beginning. It's very helpful. Now, the second act, I think, is a bit easier. Same with... Now, there's some gears now. And more lava. Which I think that's actually the first time we saw lava in this zone. I know there was a lot on the hilltop zone. That actually looks a lot cooler in this zone. Because it's all wavy lava. It's kind of cool. But as you can see, this zone can be really ridiculous at times. Jeez. That's all I can say. And if you guys didn't notice, when you run right on a screw and you're in the center, it moves it up. And normally there's those stupid stars. Now the thing is, as long as you're not close to them, they're not going to go off. But Tails always trips out on those screws, and he goes like all the way to the right, all the way to the left, so he always triggers them all. As you're going to see later. So Tails can really make this zone really hard. Harder than it needs to be. And here I actually thought I was going to die, but I luckily survived. And there should be some rings up here so I don't die. And I think actually... yeah. One thing about this area is Tails generally trips out on those little spiral things and he floats upside down. I don't know if you guys saw it, but I think this was the area that I did that because he goes tripping out and flying upside down everywhere. It's kind of funny. And there's an extra life down there. I always remember that one. It's a really nice one because I normally fall down there by accident thinking, oh crap, I'm dead. Oh, look at that, extra life. So, the stone can be nice and forgiving at times. Okay, come on, get up there. Now this part I never liked. I can never get up there. There we go. And now after this zone, we're actually pretty much on the home stretch of this game, because then we just got a few special zones and we're going to be at the final boss. And, I wanted to actually go jump down there at that point, but I didn't know it would probably be lava and not actually. Oh, I think here's where Tails trips out. Yeah, there he is. He's flowing mid-air. I don't know what he's doing. But yeah, he was kind of tripping out a bit. And there goes Tails floating around. I always love doing that. I remember the first time that happened, and all I knew, never noticed it until like somebody pointed it out in the comments that Tails was flowing upside down in an earlier playthrough of this game I did. Back on one of my older accounts, which isn't the best of playthroughs because there's a lot of desync, but. And then right after that, and I noticed him flying past the final little post to finish off the level upside down. It was like, Tails just run upside down? Jeez, it's kind of scary. Tails goes like that. It's almost like that scary little Tails murderous psychopathic doll thing that they always have nowadays on the internet. I don't know why they came up with that or how, but it's just one of those things on the internet where you see this little plushie of Tails or whatever. I don't know, and it's covered in blood and it looks really scary, and I swear to God, it's so retarded and cool at the same time. So we actually don't have Tails to... Oh, there he is. He's back. Sometimes I actually kill Tails just so he doesn't screw me up with the screw parts. And these guys, I always hate those little crabs. And the steam and everything of this level. It all pisses me off. So looking forward to when it's done. Alright, so I think we're about done this now. I think we're just near the end of this. Yeah, we have a little bit to go and then we're actually done this zone. The boss, I don't like so much though, actually. It's a bit hard, it's a bit lame, it's a bit stupid all at the same time. And here's an area where Tails... See how Tails tripping back and forth there? And he's setting off all those... Well, when there's a star, you guys can see when that happens. Okay, there we go. See, he triggers them, so I have to jump out of the way. And that's one thing I don't like. Like, they should have programmed that the Tails knows this is a screw. Do not screw this up. So there, now he's doing properly, and they aren't being triggered. And it's actually going much faster. I remember so many times I've fallen down, all the way back down to the start of that little screw area because... With bye, Tails. Because that stupid grasshopper enemy just throws those little things back, and knocks me back. So, here's the boss. He's pretty much surrounded by these little balls that hurt you, and once you hit him, they inflate into a fake balloon robotnik. I don't get it. I don't know what these guys were on, but I'm out of ring, so if I get hit, I die. And that ain't too good. And, of course, I get hit. Well, it's a good thing we hit the checkpoint on the way there. Alright, so now let's actually beat this. This boss takes a bit too long in my opinion. There's way too many of these things. And speaking of which, they did a boss like this in Sonic the Hedgehog 4. I can't remember what zone it was, but I think it was like the egg zone or whatever, but instead of you having to pop the balloons hurt you no matter what. And it was pretty retarded. I actually have like a Sonic 4 on my iPod Touch. I got it on I actually found that I originally wasn't even going to bother with the original Sonic 4, but on the iPod it was like $5, and I was like, that's a good price. Unlike the $15 on WiiWare. Jeez. But anyways, we are finished this zone, and